This is Madison Alexander with the Film Independent, shooting on location in Death Valley. The Film Independent is where we discover the most creative and original films by true independent filmmakers who are creating their vision outside the mainstream, bringing the word independent back to its origin and giving you the chance to see how these films and filmmakers are going to redesign and reshape filmmaking as we know it. Jesus of Malibu is the wave of the future, but not only for its extreme low and practically no budget approach to filmmaking, but what makes this story special is that this husband and wife team never even went to film school. 1 year ago, when the economy turned upside down, William and Anais were unemployed, lost their home, and were living out of a 16-foot travel trailer. The only thing they had left was their car, and they decided to sell it to purchase the camera, lights, and sound to make their film. With no funds left for production or for a film crew, they completed their film against all odds. Living out of their small RV trailer they used as a home, recording studio, and the film set where one of the characters in the film would live. Now that's creative imagination. But what makes Jesus of Malibu even more interesting is the scientific approach the couple applied to making films, discovering field energy grids, filming on sacred geometric locations, combining metaphysics and sacred geometry to compose the musical score, and utilizing neurology and brain science to create what they call a transcendental film. William and Anais also invested 4+ years of studies in the development of their characters. Wow, sound interesting? We thought so. Meet filmmakers Anais and William Yeager. Where? In the middle of the desert, right here in Death Valley.
You can't kill truth. I am the kingdom of heaven.
Jesus, I want you to help me to change the world.
The whole world is a fucking lie. I wipe my ass with the American flag and the Statue of Liberty. They're tokens of solemn pledges that does not adhere to freedom or justice. They reign for Wall Street. I can see Oz. I can see the little man behind the fucking curtain.
I know that you and I have a mission.
Some days I feel like I'm the smartest person in the world, wisest man I know.
Do you need to fight to prove you're right?
Republicans, Democrats, both sucking each other's cock in a hedonistic game of sacred geometry and game theory called clandestine divisionalization. It's your last free shit, America. Next time you crap, print a copy of the Bill of Rights, read them, wipe your ass with them. They're worthless.
You are that friend, the little prince. I knew it since I arrived.
I'm the second coming, motherfucker! The Alpha and the Omega! No man can kill me, cause you can't kill truth!
I see. So you get the small travel trailer, you buy all of your camera equipment by basically selling the only thing you have left, which is your car. You pick up, you hit the road, with no real destination, you head west, you come to some place in Arizona called Two Guns, you decide to stop there and start shooting.
Yeah, we parked there, we lived there, we filmed there.
and we developed our whole story from this spot in Two Guns.
Okay. So let's begin where all films begin, and that's with the script. But you folks didn't have a script. So can you tell me why you wanted to make Jesus of Malibu without a script?
The ideal of Jesus of Malibu from the day that Anais and I began this process is that we wanted to make a transcendental film, something that would become so powerful it could transform the human spirit and the mind. We wanted to create a change in the world as artists.
Not only we wanted to go beyond conventional understanding of what a script is, but also we just didn't want to make a film, but we wanted to create a revolution for the freedom of the mind.
This was my desire, not just to create another vanity piece. You know, we've had enough of that. And, you know, to me, all that starts because of a script. You get a script, and then you get this, let's be clever, let's be cute, like a country song. Every word has to rhyme. And then it's all these little plots and subplots. That had to go by the wayside. That's so mundane, it's so cliche. I can't believe we've been watching this stuff for this long. So we went into the concept of Edgar Casey talking about automatic writing, where you get to this higher fourth dimensional plane, and we would go out on locations and we literally had the script guide us. We always approached it as it was a separate entity. We had such a deep, profound respect for it that it was like it's completely separate. We knew it was going to give us what we really needed.
So now you said you didn't want to be actors in this film. You said you wanted to actually become these characters.
I was always interested in the concept that we use supposedly only 10% of our brains. It made me wonder what happens with the other 90% of this blob that's just left doing nothing. Which then I started studying things about the pineal gland. In India, there's men that they sun gaze. Now, sun gazing is staring directly into the sun without blinking, and they go to 44 minutes. They add 10 seconds every day. You do it at safe sun when the sun rises and when it sets. And this causes an enlightenment. It opens the pineal gland, and it causes a higher vibration that also repairs the DNA, reverses the aging process. So I began to sun gaze. I worked up to staring at the sun for 32 minutes at a time. I was experimenting with electromagnetic current as you apply it to the brain. There were studies of Tesla's that he had done some experiments, and Edgar Casey, Ed Leedskallen, who built the Coral Castle. You know, they're just interesting men who had a very high intelligence, and I noticed that they had a lot to say about the brain. I also realized that Aristotle had dissected over thousands of the brains studying the pineal gland, so it's very interesting. It's the largest between the ages of 2 and 12 years old, and after that, your imagination, it says, when it's at its highest form when you're a child. And then, as you become older, it disintegrates and it doesn't even exist anymore.
Now this took you almost 5 years, I believe. So why did it take this long? And what were some of the methods that you used in this process?
I just what's called, it's like ionized gold and silver into the body, into the bloodstream. I started eating lodestone, which is actually just magnets, and directing the currents into the bloodstream by sleeping with lodestones and taking the north and south currents and changing the direction and where I would sleep. I slept with self-made hypnosis tapes that were what they call a hemisync sound, where there's two different frequencies going through the headphones that creates a third in the middle of the head. All the major water systems in America have fluoride in the system. It destroys the pineal gland. When we had tooth cavities, you get mercury fillings. Mercury fillings go into the bloodstream, they destroy the pineal gland. You know, sunglasses, it's